Like, hey girl, are you in the space to have all these things? If you was to receive everything, do you know what to do with it? There are times when I just wasn't ready. So you know what I did? I prepared. Hi guys. Welcome. I'm welcoming myself back into this space. I am so excited to just get right back into the swing of things. I took a necessary break to I just feel like it's beneficial to just have moments of just when you're not posting sometimes, especially if you're a YouTuber, if you post content. I don't know. I don't really abide by the rules of the consistent posting. I love posting when I feel drawn and called to post, as opposed to posting just because I want engagement, posting because of consistency. So it feels really good. I took a nice, well-needed break and it did me well. I took some time. I haven't even really been shooting that much. I thought I was going to be shooting in that break, but I could honestly say it was an actual break, and I was just more so taking care of myself, nourishing myself, seeing what things I want to change with my routine, seeing what things I wanted to add to it, seeing how I want to come back into this space and what more I want to do with it. So taking a break really gave me that chance to just take a step back and have more of a bigger picture overview of everything so I could come back and just get started. I missed being here. Do you guys miss me? Because I missed you. I missed you guys. Today's really exciting because I really want to get into how I created my desired reality. So recently I ran across a tweet, right? And it was like, deeply interested in hearing from people who have made what they consider quantum leaps in personal performance and how they achieved these jumps. And initially, I'm not gonna hold you, I initially felt called to retweet and post what I did, and then I had a moment of imposter syndrome when I was just like, did I actually master a quantum leap or a quantum jump? So for those who don't know what a quantum leap is whenever you reach a new timeline. You're in a new place, you're in a new phase of life, and it's mostly a desired place. And you could compare it to where you were like a few months ago, and it's just totally different, right? But I still ask myself, like, did I master, but I was like, oh, hell yeah. Because if I look back at where I was last year, this time, totally different environment, totally different way of thinking, totally different feeling, just completely different. So you know what I did? I retweeted and I posted what I did to reach this new timeline, what I did to create this new desired reality. And I wrote, I fully studied myself using astrology and human design. I actually applied everything that I learned. Sat with myself when it was hard instead of avoiding. That's a good one. Said no to anything that wasn't supporting my path. And I stopped caring what pleased others. And I focused on my own desires instead. So someone sweet commented and asked me if I had a video basically detailing this experience. And I realized if you look on my timeline of videos, each video in some way, somehow, was showcasing that along the way, but I don't have a particular video that is just specifically about all the things that I did to get to where I considered a desired reality. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna take that as an invitation. Okay, projector. And that's why I'm here right now to share just tidbits of what I did and what I experienced. And I hope that everything that I share in some way, somehow, whether you are in a transitioning phase or you are stuck in a space where you don't really care for and you want to get to your higher timeline, I hope this video helps. So let's get right into it. You know how they be like, you are currently experiencing exactly what you once prayed for? I had that moment the other day where I just stopped and I just looked around me, and I looked at the things that I was acquiring. I looked at the things that are happening for me, and I said, I'm in quite a few of answered prayers, and I need to start acknowledging that. And you know what? I am doing so. Like, I wake up every day so grateful, so just having so much gratitude for the journey I am on and how much things have changed for me. It really made me feel like this boost of confidence, like I should just keep going because whatever I'm doing is working. I currently have a creative job that gives me the freedom to make art and get paid for it. I am in a strong, committed relationship that is just fulfilling me. My consulting and coaching business is blossoming, which is what I always wanted. And shout outs to you guys who are booking me for these sessions because it has been fulfilling me tremendously. I want to give you guys a huge thank you for just trusting in me, for helping assist with you on your journey, for giving and sharing my insights on these one-on-one sessions. If you wish to learn more about that, check the info in my description box. There's a lot of goodies in there. I updated my booking site so you guys have a seamless way of just seeing what you would like and have an easeful way of booking and all that. So thank you guys. Big shout outs to y'all because for so long, I have been on the journey of, can I actually do this? Like, I have the insights. I love helping people. I have the information, it's clearly working. But for so long, I felt a sense of unworthiness. And you guys are helping me. You guys are helping me heal in that department. So thank you. Big shout outs to you guys. First things first, I always knew that I wanted to be in this position right here, right? Not to say that I have everything that I want. Of course, I see myself continuously growing, continuously fulfilling these goals. But I'm currently in a space where I can honestly say I feel really great and really confident about this journey because I see the things unfolding for me. And in order for me to get here, first things first, I had to understand who I am. And for me to understand who I am, it took a lot of self-reflection work. It took a lot of uncovering. I like to call it just like that, the unreveal of this mask that I had put up for so many years when I thought that I had to be a certain way because society said this is how you're supposed to be. It took undoing a lot of that. And I must say, looking into my birth chart, looking into my human design has completely gave me so much insight and confirmation and clarification on who I am. And in return, it gave me the confidence. When I first got really serious about the work, about doing the work that it takes to be my most efficient self, I knew the first thing I had to work on was my confidence. I remember asking myself questions like, I want this, I want that, I want my reality to look like this. What am I missing right now? What is it that just not clicking? And I knew immediately, Spirit revealed to me, confidence. You need to build your confidence. And then I realized my lack of confidence came from the lack of information I had about myself. So do not sleep on astrology. Do not sleep on human design, guys. I realized the more I dig deep into myself, the more I did the research, the more that I studied myself. And not only through human design and astrology, it was from real life experimenting. It was from being present in the moments when I felt triggered, when someone would say something and it would trigger me, and I would ask myself, wait, why do you feel this way? Instead of avoiding it, instead of running from it, I practice self-awareness, and all that intertwined with each other. So this did not happen overnight. It may seem like that one day, everything, I'm just here. I'm just in this moment. I'm in this field. I'm in this atmosphere where things are just like great, right? But I will never forget the steps and the times when I felt like things weren't moving fast enough for me. The times when I felt like there were so many blockages and closed doors. The doors were just closing. And if they were closing, the doors wasn't budging. It was either that or the doors was just not budging. It wasn't even opening for me to even close. So I will never forget those steps because I feel like they were very, very important. A very important part of my journey, especially when it comes to assisting others. Because when I talk to people and they tell me about the stuff they're going through, it immediately makes me backtrack to like what I experienced. And I'm like, wow, I have like a light bulb that makes me realize I was being initiated. I was meant to go through these things so I could be in the space to share my experience and help others with their journey. It wasn't clicking for me back then because I was in it. I was in the thick of it, the most darkest days when I didn't even want to see the sun. Deep depression. I'm talking about deep depression, feeling like my life was over. When I was working a job I hated, when I was with someone that did not see my worth and didn't even care about me, only wanted me for their own reasons and purposes. When I felt betrayed from friends and family. I was knee deep in these moments, so it was hard for me to see. Now that I'm out of it, I look back, I'm like, wow. Like, I can't let those moments go in vain. So that's why I'm here today to share these things. That's why I'm here right now. That's why I made a promise to myself to keep on going. So yes, understanding my energy type, understanding the fact that, hey, the reason why you don't feel called to work these type of jobs where everybody else is doing and, is because you're a projector and this is your energy type and you're not meant to putting all this continuous of hard work and output and just keep doing. Because at one point I thought something was wrong with me. I'm like, am I lazy? Am I like, do I not want the best in life? Like, why don't I feel called? And I used to be so down on myself for these things until it snapped, until I started realizing, when I started reading more about myself, when I started learning about myself, I was like, this makes so much sense. And I'm not gonna lie, even while reading it, it's like a part of me was just like, how? I didn't know the directions to take. So it was kind of hard for me to just get into the jump of things and start moving different. Again, things don't happen overnight. It was a whole process. And little by little, I had to like do brave things. When something would come up, use it as an invitation, tackle that thing. Whatever the results is the results. I take care of the results and I just keep moving. It was like that was my process, No matter how much I felt the pressure for things to just be on the up and up, there was a point where I had to be realistic with myself. Like, hey girl, are you in the space to have all these things? If you was to receive everything, do you know what to do with it? So it took self-awareness of these thoughts and these feelings, and it took acceptance of the fact that there were times when I just wasn't ready. So you know what I did? I prepared. And I prepared by studying. I study day and night, guys. Day and night. Sometimes I would take a break and I'm like, okay, everything that I learned, let me apply it. And I applied it moment by moment. Something would come up. I take what I learned from what I read and I simply did it. And there were times when it was a struggle, when, you make a habit of doing things and you make a habit of reacting a certain way to life. It's kind of difficult to get out that, It took practice. I practiced. I studied. I applied what I learned. I allowed myself to mess up. I allowed myself to get mad. I allowed myself to just throw tantrums. I got back up again and I kept going. So it took resilience. I also did a lot of journaling. I have several journals for just different concepts. I have a free writing journal. I have a journal for like business, my goals. I just made sure I took note and documented everything. And that helped me have the ability to look back at my entries and reflect. And I was able to see what was working, was not working, see how long I've been stuck in the same place and just having the same kind of having the same kind of perspective, what perspective wasn't working. I made it my duty to put in so much hard work with myself. Like, my work was me for a very long time. It was me. And that came from being tired of experiencing the same cycles. Like, I felt like I was living the same cycles for years. I was experiencing the same year, it just in different forms, but it was just the same outcome. And I just got tired of it one day. I was like, enough, I want different. So I know in order to have different, I have to start moving different. In order to start moving different, I have to start thinking different. How do I start thinking different? I got to study myself. I got to work on my subconscious mind. I had to reprogram, I had a lot of just negative ways, it's like a negative filter. I was just looking at life through a negative lens, and as a result, life kept reflecting right back to me consistently, because I was doing it consistently. So after all that journaling and researching and applying what I learned and what I studied, I started to honor myself. I started to give myself grace. I started to give myself patience. I started to allow myself the chance to dream. Because there was a point where I didn't even, I had big dreams, but it scared the living crap out of me. So sometimes I would just kind of bury them. So I allowed myself to dream again, to have the audacity to write down what my dream life will look like. And it wasn't just it wasn't just one journal entries. I'm talking about several journal entries for several phases of my life. I have wrote continuously what I wanted, how I wanted it to look. I was so specific. And I realized the more I honored who I was, the clearer my path became, the more easier it became for things to just fall into place for me. It got to a point where I started realizing, I was so present, I started watching things as they were unfolding. I was able to see, oh, that's about to happen. And then it did. Oh, that's about to get out my life. I saw the patterns. It was like pattern recognition, which we're great at, by the way, projectors. We're really great at pattern recognition. And I was able to just put myself in momentum where it was just okay, I see what's happening here. Let me fall into place. This reality came to me mainly because I refused to settle. I refused, even in the moments where I was kind of trying to take the easier path. Oh, let me just get this job just because, I need this money. Let me go to the direction that I'm used to, because choosing a different route and being brave enough and honoring that bravery to choose different was just too much for me. Even in those moments, it was but for so long that I lasted in those moments where I was like, no, this is not it. So it became a point where I said no to everything that was opposing what I dreamt for myself, what I visioned for myself. I just started saying no. When it came to jobs, especially when it came to jobs, I was just the minute I felt like it was to the point where it's pressure for me, to the point it was making me sick, I was like, no. That was one thing that I was not about to sell my soul, if I knew it was a temporary thing, if I knew it was like something where it's like, oh, it's just for, like, let me tell you guys what happened to me recently. So recently, right? See, I know about this my whole journey with, when it comes to my career and building it and making sure I'm able to survive as a human being in society at the same damn time, which is the hardest journey. And that's why I'm so thankful to be in this space to work with people who are going through that, because a lot of my clients, they come to me, they're always in that transition of stepping out of what's comfortable and going towards what's uncomfortable, but what they ultimately desire. After looking for my desired position, something like, mind you, I was specific about it. It was something that I wanted to give me autonomy over my time. I wanted to choose my own schedule. I wanted something that I love to do. I wanted something that provided me the freedom it is to focus on, the freedom that it takes to focus on my other endeavors. I wanted that. Very recently, I found a position where it was good. It was good, give me stability, but it wasn't everything that I pointed out that I wanted. But I took it because I was also in a space where I was willing to put in the work to get to where I was going. So my mind was still on the prize. My mind was still on that overall outcome, right? So I put it in my mind like, this is just gonna be temporary. I'm gonna take this position. It wasn't that bad because I was working with people that I actually enjoyed working with. I was getting consistent money. I was only working in the office like 4 times a week. And I was just like, okay, this kind of sucks because, I love my bed. I don't care for just like going, clocking in and spending like 8 hours a day at a job. I just couldn't, because I was in a space where I just was like, whatever it takes, I'm going to do whatever it takes, even if it means that I'm going to have to be uncomfortable for a while. So I took this position. Everything was going great. And I do remember feeling the pressure of, this kind of getting to me, because while I was doing that, I was really focused on putting more effort into my business. And so I was doing that, focusing on my business. And then another opportunity came up, because I guess finally I was in a space of stability. So I was more confident. I guess, like attracts like. Another opportunity came up, and this opportunity it was more of what I imagined. It was more of the opportunity that I described in my journals. And instead of saying no to that opportunity, I took it. And my plan was work these two jobs. One of them was a contract. The one that I didn't really care for is contract anyways for a year. So when that job goes, I'll have enough money stacked up to focus on this other position that I really, really care for. Out of nowhere, and mind you, I felt it. I don't know. It's like I felt the moment coming where I knew that this, like, because I kept telling myself, this is just temporary. Even when I was feeling kind of like, all right, I'm tired, typical projector energy. Like, I was just kind of tired, kind of drained. I was like, I don't know if I could keep up with this, but I kept reminding myself, just a year, Shandy, just a year. You got this, keep going. Like, amping myself. Randomly, the position got taken away from me. Out of my hands. I had nothing to do with it. It was actually something to do with the administration that's going on right now. If you know, you know. And a part of me was like, damn, it was great money. But also like, damn. Like, it's like I was able to see how the universe was aligning things for me and how things were falling into place. And a part of me was a bit worried still, back to that imposter energy and a little bit of scarcity mindset, right? Part of me is a bit worried, like, okay, do I need to look for another position? And immediately, it's like the other part of me was like, this is more my higher self, was like, girl, take this opportunity to take control of your life and do the things you said that you was going to do in those journals. Create that reality. And I kid you not, ever since I decided to like receive the abundance that was coming in my life without being worried about it being snatched from me, life just keeps showing me that it gets better. And that all the effort and hard work that I put in, it's changing things around for me. You know what? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm going to keep on studying myself. Hell yeah, I'm going to keep on challenging myself. Hell yeah, I'm going to keep saying yes to what I want and no to what I don't want. I'm going to know my worth. I'm going to stand 10 toes down on the vision. I just want to say, no matter where you are in your life right now, you could be in the pits of the pits and feel like there's just no way. You can't see the end. You can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. It will come. I'm a living testimony. It will come. But you have to make sure you are doing the work necessary. And it doesn't even have to be consistent physical work. It's that spiritual work. It's that emotional work. How are your insides? Are you taking care of yourself spiritually? Are you taking care of your physical health? Are you being honest with yourself? Do you have self-awareness? Are you still saying yes to things you know that you don't want to do? Are you settling for a life that you know you don't want? Out of safety, out of comfort, out of the fact that you don't believe that good things could happen for you, that success could find you. It just takes you getting real with yourself. That's all. Like right now, my practice is in acknowledging all the great things that's happening, right? Like acknowledging right now, like, yeah, I have some things. Like the more we succeed in life, the more we see for ourselves, because we get the confidence boost to like do more and get more and achieve more. But it really, like, even if it was just like a small win, like you would, whatever you consider a small win, by the way, because I don't even believe in small wins. I feel like everything's a part of the puzzle, and it is just the beginning of something huge. So if that's a part of this huge thing, it deserves you celebrating it. Even if it's just simple as someone recognizing you and telling you how great of a person you are, and hey, you should do this and do that because you're great at it. Someone coming to you for some insights because they realize that you have a phenomenal way of giving advice. Celebrate that. Celebrate these things so they could keep flowing into your life, so it could create more opportunities. So study yourself, get clear on what it is that you want. The more you study yourself, the more you get the confirmation of why you even want these things, the more confidence you get in seeking those things. Because one day you're gonna get tired of living the same life over and over again. One day you're gonna get tired of sleeping on yourself. One day you're gonna get tired. Your dream life, your dream reality is not out of reach. It's just waiting for you to see yourself. It's waiting for you to take those challenging, small baby steps. It's waiting for you to put one foot in front of the other. Take those first steps and trust that everything will align as you continue to step. One moment at a time. One deep breath at a time. And there you have it, guys. That is how I created what I consider my dream reality. I hope you guys enjoyed all the information I had to share. Please feel free to share down below where you are in your journey. Where do you see yourself going? What's your vision? And what are you doing right now to take the steps to get there? And I just want you to remember one thing. It's all unfolding for you. So trust in that. If you guys need any assistance on your journey with any personalized tips and advice on how to shift your timeline, all you gotta do is click on the link in the description box below. Join my broadcast channel. I still gotta update it, by the way, but join my broadcast channel. Shoot me a DM. Tell me what's on your mind. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys in the next video.